All of you motherfuckers need to die. All of you do. We need to go for a global, recessive genetic purge by any means necessary. Every last one of you white men, women, and child on this planet need to die.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to another episode of The Dave Show. I'm so glad you could be here today. We should have a good show, but before we get started, I just want to say if you'd like to sponsor the show, you could always use the PayPal links down below and in the description. There's also the super thanks that is super easy, I guess, to use. And you could also pick up some authentic Idle Hands merch in the store anytime, 24/7. All right, now that we're done with the business, let's get to the crazy. Let's do it. In today's episode, we've got some people that, of course, are saying that Donald Trump is manipulating the stock market with all of his power and abilities to make his friends rich beyond belief, while all of us other peasants struggle to buy groceries. Anyways, it should be a good one. I hope you enjoy it. Buckle up, my friends. You're about to enter the Lib Zone. Has he never nailed or used a hammer before? What is this? Come on. Dude, you're doing it like a woman. No offense to women. Ay, this is rough. Oh my gosh, just let me do it.
So we gonna act like this is not market manipulation and insider trading? Man.
Mm-hmm. Of course,
the utter fuckery and bullshit that continues to happen daily. Now let's watch 90 days from now. Watch what happens again with these fucking tariffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see it.
I might be an old black woman in Mississippi.
All right.
But I know insider trading when I see it.
Mm-hmm.
This man has been manipulating the markets for 2 months. Imagine how much his friends, because he ain't really got no friends.
Right.
That's how much his little friends, made off of this market manipulation. And we sitting here struggling to buy groceries.
Mm-hmm.
We sitting here losing our jobs. We sitting here panicking about the Constitution. But
why?
hey, his little friends made bank.
Right.
There is absolutely corruption taking place inside the Trump administration with all the movement in the stock market.
Of course,
Just 10 minutes before Donald Trump made the announcement that he's pausing the overwhelming majority of his tariffs on countries around the world, spy calls increased by over 10 times. Now, if you're not familiar with what spy calls are, basically that's people betting that the S&P 500 is going to go up. If it does, they make a lot of money. If it doesn't, they lose a bunch of money. So just 10 minutes before Donald Trump made that announcement and 10 minutes before the S&P 500 went up, spy calls went up by 10 times. Are you kidding me? I mean, look, I don't have specific evidence against a specific member of Trump's administration for corruption or some insider trading, but this is enough to raise some eyebrows, whether you're a Democrat, Republican, independent, whatever. This should be investigated. Now, will it by the Trump administration? No. And even if it is, if somebody did it, would they be held accountable? Probably not either. But like, something is not right here.
All right, Sisson, you might have a valid point here. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that is kind of curious. Maybe somebody in the administration leaked something. I don't know, but there's all this outrage from people here, like that little lady from Mississippi, and of course Harry Sisson. But did any of these people raise an eyebrow to a certain person called Nancy Pelosi? She's the queen of inside trading. There's no way that she's not inside trading. At least, I don't know, maybe now she's not because she's not, you know, in power or anything. But, these people, it's such a double standard, you know? When the Dems do it, it's totally fine.
The best way to define the Democrat brand.
The Democratic brand is toxic right now.
Is to let them define it themselves.
There's two words that define the Democratic Party for the public: weak and woke.
Democrat violence.
When they try to divide us, what happens?
We kill them!
How do you feel about Donald Trump?
I think that he deserves to die.
Democrat mayhem.
There is news amid the growing number of attacks on Tesla vehicles and dealerships, arson and vandalism across the U.S.
Don't ever vandalize Tesla vehicles. And so,
Democrat protesters.
What makes Trump a fascist?
Because you're giving me some tough questions about specifics. I don't have facts.
Explain a little bit for our viewers what this means.
Here's your handout. Hackistocracy.
Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA. I am undocumented, queer, and unashamed.
All you have is hate, racism, stupidity, and greed.
So I can feel better about all the losing.
I'll say hi some more later.
Democrat leadership.
I am tired of the white tears.
I am so tired of white men failing up.
This is what kicking the shit out of fascism looks like.
We will not shut up!
That ain't true. That's what you just heard.
Screw you and the horse you rode in on.
And goddamn it, shut down the city!
That Elon Musk has done with his high technology ass.
These people are just idiots.
The Democratic Party brand is really problematic.
That was a pretty damning video, and all of it is truth, you know? I mean, it's out of their own words, so what else can you say? The Dems are screwed.
I believe the United States is the best country in the world.
No.
Can you name me 3 countries better?
No.
Not really.
Exactly. You can't do it. There's not a country better on this earth than the United States. Even with all of its flaws, it is far superior than any other place on this earth. Period.
My case can stop there. I need to hurry up.
What? Are you trying to detain this guy? What? That's funny. This is another example why women should not be put in certain situations in work, like police and in the military, right? That lady looked like she wanted to detain him, whatever that guy was doing, but she couldn't. He was intimidating to her, and all she could do was back up. And it wasn't until a guy who it didn't even look like he was a police officer stepped in and immediately the black guy stopped. Whatever he immediately stopped. And that's the difference. And then, of course, some more guys kind of gathered around, I think, to make sure the situation didn't get out of control. But look, no offense to women, they can do a lot of things in the workforce, but there are just some things that are better suited for men. And being out there in the field, dealing with criminals and people like that black dude that was, who knows what he was doing, but that's where you need a man to be there to take care of things, to take care of business. All right, and speaking of business, let's take a look at Justin Bieber, who is, I don't know, annoyed by the paparazzi or something. But it's interesting the take that he goes with these people. Anyways, take a look.
Money, get out of here, bro. Money. All you want is money. Go, get out of here. All you guys want is money.
So you don't care about people?
Money.
say
people. Only money.
when you're a millionaire.
Only money. No people. You don't care about human beings. Go.
Right.
Go. Go.
Just waddles away in Crocs. I can kind of see where Justin's coming from. I mean, maybe he's just having a bad day. The paparazzi, it's been part of his life since he was just, what, 12 or what? I don't know, remember how old he was when he started. But my question is, Justin, is, what have you done lately for the people? What have you done to show that you care for the people lately? Don't just be preaching it to the paparazzi. What have you done? Probably not much, but I don't know. In any case, we've got, oh my gosh. Oh gosh, we got a Crockett alert, everybody. Crockett alert. What? Oh man, she's made some just absolutely brilliant statement. Let's oh gosh. Let's see what this modern day orator this fountain of wisdom has to say now. Let's check it out.
Realm. So I am telling you that this is a failed thing, but we've got to do better to connect the dots and let people know the reason you can't afford a home is because of these failed immigration policies. The reason you're not going to be able to afford your food is because of these failed immigration policies. And the same can go for the hospitality industries, where we have so many of those in the hospitality industry that are saying they do not have the workers that they need right now.
All right, so let me get this straight, Jasmine. You're saying that we are paying higher prices right now, not because of Biden and his crazy inflation-inducing policies. No, that's not it. You're saying that we are paying prices now more at the grocery store and for everything because of immigration. Because President Trump is getting rid of all the scum and waste that is wandering our lands and throwing them back to their native lands. Yeah, you're an idiot, Jasmine, and I cannot believe you are still in Congress. How you even got there? Well, of course, we all know how you got there, bought and paid by Mr. Soros. But anyways, let's take a look at this next video. Is it's pretty funny. It's in an AI. It's an AI video, so don't anybody get triggered. But this is apparently how China views America and our workers. It's pretty funny. Check it out.
Take a swing at a wrecking ball.
Everybody's like 500 pounds.
I found a way to
that's funny. Oh, that's funny. Not accurate, but it's still funny. And speaking of funny, check out this next guy. I don't know what kind of alternate reality this guy's living in, but it's not ours. Check it out. Gosh. Ay. Why? Why? That's so crazy that anybody would be doing that in this time. We're so past the pandemic, my man. We're so past it. I don't know. Maybe you're just cosplaying as Bane. This next clip is really interesting because I didn't think this type of thing was actually going on. But now that I've seen this next clip, man, it's probably going on everywhere. It's a lot of different influencers out there. So, man, take a look.
So this morning, I received an offer from the DNC for $20,000. Guidelines, a script, and even talking points on how I should criticize Trump and conservative media. Now, I said no, but before I did, they're probably going to get really pissed off for me putting this out in a video, but honestly, I really don't give a f***. You should have chose to watch my content instead of assuming that I would do the dirty work for you.
Yeah.
But I really wanted to get some insider information and a full rundown as to what the contract actually consisted of. Which is a contract for 1 year, and I don't really know who the fuck would do a 1-year contract for $20,000, but anyways. But to not only create a Discord, but to also link up with other DNC creators. So I got the rundown of which creators are actually involved with these contracts, and it's really interesting to see some very familiar names. And the talking points in themselves are just so fucking cringy, dude. I couldn't even look at them with a straight face.
Check it out, guys. Somebody keyed the crap out of my Tesla, a car I bought 6 years ago in the state of California, because I'm concerned about climate change. But some amazing resistance fighter keyed the crap out of it, and that's going to do it. Voting didn't work, but keep up the fight. This defiling the car of a fellow liberal, that's... we did it, guys. We got him. Today's our Liberation Day. Go celebrate. Just go celebrate. Woo!
It would be interesting to find out how many of these Teslas that have been keyed and otherwise vandalized that have actually been owned by card-carrying fellow libs. Like they're just doing it to themselves. But hey, you keep doing you, my friend. This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
Just remember, folks.
Yeah.
Just because the president says you don't gotta respect trans and non-binary people, doesn't mean that I won't personally fuck you up.
Yeah, I'll take my chances. Oh boy.
But Kevin, he said there's a lot of deals that they're literally kissing his ass was the phrase he used. You know, very eloquently. Where are the deals?
104% tariffs on China are not enough. I'm advocating 400%. I do business in China. They don't play by the rules. They've been in the WTO for decades. They have never abided by any of the rules they agreed to when they came in for decades. They cheat, they steal IP. I can't litigate in their courts. They take product, technology, they steal it, they manufacture it and sell it back here. Never has an administration...
400% tariffs? What would that look like?
Xi on an airplane to Washington to level the playing field. It's just not about tariffs anymore. Nobody has taken on China yet, not the Europeans, no administration for decades. As someone who actually does business there, I've had enough. I speak for millions of Americans who have IP that have been stolen by the Chinese. I have nothing against the Chinese people. They brought great literacy, art, and tech to the world. The government cheats and steals, and finally, an administration, you may not like Trump, you may not like his style or his rhetoric, finally, an administration that puts up and says enough. 400% tariffs tomorrow morning. He'll tell you why. Xi can only stay the supreme leader if people are employed. If we wipe out any business there, because we are still 39% of all consumables on Earth and 25% of the world's GDP, America is the #1 economy on Earth with all the cards. We will not have that forever. It's time to squeeze Chinese heads into the wall now.
I don't know about you, but I'm kind of interested in seeing what would happen if we would roll with 400% tariffs on China. I think they would buckle and fold within, I don't know, maybe hours, but definitely probably days. Their economy would not be able to sustain that for very long. So you want to play chicken with President Trump? Do it. Do it. Fafo. See what happens. It's not going to be good for you.
Someone needs to do it.
Do what?
We'll bail you out. I mean, but like, do it. Get it done, please.
Yet again, another example of the stupidity from the far left, videotaping themselves, asking for someone to... The president? Jeez Louise, these people are retarded. Yeah, I'm hoping the Cash or somebody from the FBI tracks this lady down and has a little conversation with her, maybe in a black site. I don't know. But let's see some more love from the party of joy and happiness.
There is no video on the internet that makes me happier than that black conservative reporter getting her shit rocked by that baddie New Yorker.
I just seen that video of that lady that do the interviews in that blue dress. She got punched in her face. I like that. I really like that energy. Like, I don't really care about what the topic was, but
it's so sick.
It's the fact that that's how it is in person. Like I said before, like, I guarantee you, the stuff people say in comments or people that make videos about you, they would never say that to your face, bro. They damn near wouldn't even say it on the live stream. They don't keep the same energy. Like, bro, some of the stuff people say in comments, or on these videos, they would get slept in real life. Like, even in my comments, I'd be like, damn, boy, you just said something crazy. I would smoke you in real life.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
No lie. Like,
that is true.
I like that energy. Let's keep that energy. Like, sometimes I even watch what I say because I don't like to go too far. But she got what she deserved.
No, she did not.
Raise bait super crazy. This is real life, sweetheart. She got what she deserved, bro. Some people don't mind spending the night in a jail cell for the respect. They don't mind. Y'all gotta be mindful for what y'all say.
I really had enough of this whole life, so I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. Fuck every white man, woman, and child alive on this planet. All of you motherfuckers need to die. All of you do. We need to go for a global, recessive genetic purge by any means necessary. Every last one of you white man, woman, and child on this planet need to die.
Well, that was a little scary. That guy sounds like if he's legitimate, like he has nothing left to lose. That's a dangerous combination. You know what I'm saying? With crazy and no hope. Jeez. Oh my gosh. Speaking of crazy, let's listen to Sunny from The View because, she's not racist.
Black people don't have cars, don't have driver's licenses. So it's sort of a vestige of post-slavery laws where they prove their right to vote.
They'd make the case that being black in America means we can't obtain a government ID to vote. And that's not only a ridiculous assertion, it's demeaning and it's insulting. Sitting with me today is my global entry card, my military ID card, my Texas driver's license, my Texas license to carry, because that's how we roll in Texas, my congressional card, and of course, the good old-fashioned American passport. What sorcery is this? What am I, the Black Houdini? How was I able to pull off the impossible and attain not one, not two, not three, but 6 government-issue IDs? Personal responsibility in this country. I fought for this country as an Apache helicopter pilot to protect free and fair elections, and having a government-issued ID isn't racist, it's American.
Yeah, this whole voter suppression thing on the basis of people can't get IDs is so ridiculous. I mean, give me a break. I love that Wesley Hunt just made it so obvious that she's retarded, and it is so easy for anybody, not just black people, not just white people, anybody to get some sort of official ID that they can then use when they vote. It's so simple, and yet the left just rages against this concept. When you need ID for like literally a ton of stuff you have to do anyways. Like you can't even check out a library book without an ID. Give me a break. You can't get into movies. You can't do a lot of stuff without an ID, and voting should definitely be one of those things.
Everybody's losing their minds about these tariffs. But for the fashion world, this is actually a really good thing. For years and years, these fashion companies, these athletic companies have been exploiting labor and destroying the environment to the highest degree you can imagine because they've been able to make their clothes in foreign countries where there's no environmental or labor laws and then ship them into the country, into America, duty-free. There's only one reason these companies are making their clothes in foreign factories overseas. And it's because they can use slave labor. And it's because they can dump all the toxic chemicals they use to make these clothes, especially everybody's making clothes out of polyester and nylon, which is pure chemically processed plastic, is going into the local rivers, waterways, environment, causing unimaginable damage. So these tariffs are essentially putting these companies on blast. That's why they're freaking out, because it's going to start eating into their already insane profits. And this is a big deal to me. It's what I've just been focused on fighting back against in every degree by ending the use of plastic clothing and making everything in America like the right way.
I wish I was stupid. You guys seem so happy.
So that was an influencer who's basically calling her entire audience stupid and saying that she wishes she was less intelligent than everybody else because then she could be happy. Oh my gosh, how stupid. And speaking of stupid, let's check out this next clip from Congress. I don't think this guy really gets it, but check it out.
The Speaker is rushing to the floor to pass a budget reconciliation to screw America by passing the biggest tax cut in history on the backs of the American people? WTF? Who's in charge?
So I think that one of the problems that we are currently facing as content creators and generally speaking as a people is that we don't allow space for people to disagree with us.
What? Common sense? What's going on here?
And that automatically, when people disagree, we tend to go to, you're a hater, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Which isn't necessarily the case.
Nope.
Sometimes we have to agree to disagree. It's common human decency.
Shocking.
When did we lose that exactly?
In Obama's
you may not like what I say. You may not like how I look. You may not like how I talk. You may not like my topics of conversation. And that is okay.
Yes.
You don't have to agree with what I say. You can scroll on. You can leave a hateful comment. That's fine by me. Because I believe in freedom of speech. Whatever that speech is.
Wow. That's one person on the left.
Even when it is stupid and hateful and bigoted and all of that.
Okay.
Please believe what you want and just say what you want.
Okay, yeah.
If nothing else, it drives up my viewership. Thank you. But
this is being honest.
We have to learn to love each other in spite of our differences.
Wow.
Even if we disagree, because we have to live together as people. And it is that simple and that complex all at once.
Oh boy, I'm glad I was sitting down for that last clip. Jeez Louise, I cannot believe there's somebody on the left that actually has common sense. It's a rarity, that's for sure. So I tip of the hat to you, sir. I hope that you practice what you preach. And I hope that more people follow your actual words of wisdom.
It genuinely pisses me off when people get on here and they say student loan forgiveness isn't fair. Like, how could you even say that? That doesn't even make any sense. Student loan forgiveness is 100% fair.
What are you talking about, lady? That is not 100% fair. That is a complete opposite of 100% fair, because what you're saying is I'm not going to take responsibility for the loans and the debt that I've created, but I'm going to shove that off to the shoulders of the common taxpayer of America. So you want somebody else to pay for your debt? No. That is not fair at all.
Since fiscal year 2021, executive agencies have spent more than $4.6 billion on furniture alone.
What?
That amount could buy 9.2 million American families a modest $500 kitchen table.
You could do a lot more than that. I don't know that everybody's looking for a modest kitchen table, but, jeez Louise.
During the peak years of the COVID emergency, from 2020 to 2022, agencies spent $3.3 billion on furniture, even as work migrated to Zoom.
Wow.
The SEC managed to spend $700,000 furnishing a single conference room in New York. And social distancing guidelines failed to keep even the Centers for Disease Control from buying solar-powered picnic tables with charging ports that by their own rules should have sat unoccupied. And an added burden for taxpayers is that many spaces are in long-term disrepair, as we mentioned before. Federal buildings need $370 billion in fixes.
So we hear stuff like this, and then we see all these old people, all these old retired boomers saying, down with Elon Musk, down with Doge. We don't want anybody saving money. We don't want efficient government. People are stupid. Okay, let's check out some more absolutely mind-blowing waste of our government.
Hey everybody, Tim Burchett, just leaving the Doge subcommittee.
All right.
At Marjorie Taylor Greene chairs. She put me on. I always say I go in there ticked off and I leave more ticked off. We were in the building over here, federal building. It was empty that we supposedly occupy.
Right.
Huge downtown building, if you can see that. And in the parking lot, there's parking spots down here, which is unheard of. When you look out on the street, people are parked bumper to bumper. But anyway, we found out we paid $200,000 for solar powered picnic tables. We're not really sure what the solar power did. It might have had a charging station, I don't know. But the thing was, it was by the CDC, Center for Disease Control, and they bought them during COVID. If you can imagine that, when they're telling everybody else to social distance, rules for thee and not for me kind of thing. And then
that's right.
We were sitting in chairs in there, if you can believe this. It cost $2,700. Cost $1,600.
What did?
It's the GSA headquarters which oversees it.
Dude, you need to get a windsock. Get a windsock. I don't know what camera you're using, but you need a windsock. We can't understand you when the wind's blowing.
Is not going to believe this. It's 14% occupied. We got to clean this mess up.
Yeah,
when I was mayor in Knox County, we got rid of a lot of vacant property that we didn't need, and we sold it. And guess what? It went back on the tax rolls, and that's exactly what needs to happen. And you can imagine this multiplied all over our great country. It's in the billions of dollars, and we need to get it back on the tax rolls and pay down our debt.
Cut the fat.
Anyway, thank y'all for sending me here.
I applaud the President of the United States for having the backbone to stand up and fulfill a pledge that others have made before him. They stood on the floor of the Congress and talked about this and railed about what's happening to our markets and done not a damn thing about it.
Yep.
He stands up into a stiff wind and says, it's going to hurt for a while until we get back to where we need to be. It's always should be America first. And anybody that doesn't think that way, please tell me what the hell country you think you're going to take your wife and your kids to and your grandkids to. There is no other place in the world like America. And we have been so generous and so welcoming. And as I said earlier, we saved the world twice. Now it's time for us to say to the world, if you want us to be the first responder, you can't keep stealing our market and not allowing us to play in your...
Hell yeah, Kelly. You preach it, brother. Man, you're just dropping mics left and right there. Yeah, you know, we have saved the world twice, and now it's time for us to save ourselves. Because like you said, if we're going to be the first responders of the world, one might call it the police of the world, I don't know, but if we want to be able to still carry that role, we need to be healthy. We need to save ourselves. And it's about time that we start doing it. And I thank God for President Trump and for the work that he's doing against all of the people that say, no, you're stupid and you can't do it and you don't know what you're doing. He does know what he's doing. And quite frankly, you know, it's pretty obvious that God saved him for a reason. And I think we're starting to see the fruits of that save that God performed, that miracle in Pennsylvania to keep President Trump alive. So God bless him. God bless America. God bless you. All right, let's get to the detox. It's time for Dave's Detox. That's pretty... It's a tight little spot, but that's pretty funny. He thinks he's so awesome. He is. You go, boy.
Oh.
Yay. It's a cute cat. Oh.
How are you so cute?
I don't know. Oh no, buddy. Oh, you got this. Back away.
Joshua.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, he's getting
yeah. Aww. Oh man. Why do they always have white fur? Oh geez, come on, dude. Oh gosh. You can do it, buddy. No, gosh. Aw. Get that mouse. Oh gosh. What is he doing? Oh, that's funny. All right, my friends, that wraps up the detox, and it wraps up another episode of Crazy Libs, saying some really stupid things. But I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you found it entertaining. If you did, please subscribe, like, share, slap that bell around, all that jazz. And until the next episode, know that you are loved, you are appreciated, and until we meet again, have a great day.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear. Let the thoughts build up until I can't hear.